Hey guys, coming at you today. We're gonna build an agent, an actual AI agent today that can book your calendar, book appointments in your calendar, cancel appointments in your calendar, and even reschedule them if you want to do that as well. So, you hear a lot about AI agents right now. Some of them are easier or better use than others, and some of them are actually doing stuff, and then some of them just are kind of like almost like a not very useful, basically. But this AI agent is super useful. This AI agent can be an actual receptionist for your business. I'm going to teach you how to build this thing from beginning to end. And we're using Vapi as our voice AI provider. We're using n8n as our booking to do all our automations, basically our automation platform. And then we're using Google Calendars today to do the bookings. So let's just jump in. I'm going to do a quick demo here, show you what I'm talking about, and then we're going to move on and I'm going to actually get into all the details. I'm going to try not to leave anything out for you guys. I'm going to give everything I got so you guys can actually jump in, build this thing from beginning to end for yourselves, and you can either go out and sell it if you want, or use it for your own business. All right, here, let's jump into the demo real quick, guys.
Can I help you today?
Yeah, hi, I wanted to schedule an appointment for, tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Sure, I can help with that. I will need some more information to proceed. Could you please provide me with the following details? 1, your full name. 2, your email address. 3, your phone number.
Yeah, my full name is Jim Johnson, and my email is jim@johnson.com, and my phone number is 812-345-4545.
1 moment. Your appointment has been successfully scheduled for February 26, 2025 from 2.
And there we go. We got the appointment scheduled, right? Okay, let's call him back. I'm gonna cancel this appointment. Actually, I'm gonna update it first. I'm gonna reschedule it first.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Yeah, hi. I just made an appointment, but I actually need to reschedule it. It was for Jim Johnson. My email is jim@johnson.com.
Rescheduling your
Yeah, my appointment was for tomorrow at
appointment with the current.
my appointment was for tomorrow at 2 p.m. and I actually wanted to make it for 10 a.m.
This will just take a sec. Your appointment has been successfully rescheduled to tomorrow, February 26, 2025 at 10 a.m. Let me know if there's anything else I can assist you with.
That was it. Thanks. Bye. So yeah, there we go, guys. Went ahead and it actually rescheduled my appointment for me there. And then we're just going to show you real quick how we cancel it. It can cancel it as well.
How can I help you today?
Yeah, hi. I made an appointment for Jim Johnson. My email is jim@johnson.com. I needed to cancel that appointment. It's for tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Okay, cool. Let me check the calendar. Your appointment scheduled for tomorrow at 10 a.m. has been successfully canceled. If there's anything else I can help you with, just let me know.
All right, there we go, guys. So that's awesome. We got scheduling, we got rescheduling, and then we got canceling. So this thing can do it all, as you saw here on the calendar. So let me jump in here. I'm going to show you real quick what we're doing, the behind the scenes kind of stuff, and then we're getting into the full tutorial here, how this all works. And hopefully you might have a little bit of an idea of how Vapi works already and n8n, but if not, it's not that hard, but there is some things that you got to kind of figure out. And here, and actually getting your feet wet with it makes it a lot easier to understand like what's going on with the different models, tests, and all that stuff that happens. Okay, so here we are, guys, in the Vapi dashboard. Maybe you guys have seen this before, maybe you haven't, but if you haven't, what you do, you log in, you're going to come in here, you're going to see all your stuff. Let me move myself out of the way here. You're going to see all your buttons over here on the left of what you can do, the overview, the build, the assistance, workflows, all that kind of stuff. We are just going to focus on the assistants today. I've already created assistant. I'm going to go through it with you so you know how to do it. If you want the prompt, comment down below, prompt please, and I will send that prompt over for you. It's a pretty basic prompt that I got going here. Nothing exactly special for this particular agent, but there is some kind of things in here that you might want to use for your own prompt, or you should use for your own prompt for sure. And it's basically, this one just says, you're a helpful assistant responsible for booking, canceling, and modifying appointments. For every appointment request, always collect the caller's name, email, phone number, and the desired date and time. Ensure the time is converted to ISO 8601 format. And if you guys don't know what ISO 8601 format is, it's basically when you pass that time along to something like n8n or Make or anything like that, you can take that time easier and convert it and use it for your different workflows that you need to have. So that's that. We're going to do booking appointments. There's a tool. Use only the Book Calendar 2 tool to check appointment availability and to book appointments. It's the process of that. Check if the requested 30-minute time slot is available using the Book Calendar 2. If the slot is available, proceed to book the appointment with the book calendar 2. If the slot is unavailable, do not book. Instead, apologize and inform the caller that someone will follow up shortly. And we have canceling appointments tool. Use only the cancel appointment tool to cancel an appointment. Modifying or changing appointments tool. Use only the update appointment tool with the date and time, the current reservation to modify or change an existing appointment. And we got some additional context here. Our meetings are only available from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then our current date and time is, and this is how Vapi likes to have it, is in this format here. And again, comment prompt down below, and I'll get you this prompt if you need it to get yourself set up. Okay. So then we're going to come in here. That's pretty easy. Let me move me over here again. The model you like to use is this OpenAI GPT-4o. It provides good enough service. It doesn't make your costs go up too high per minute here. As you can see, when you change things here, like if I go to, let's say we go to O1, then it's actually going to ask me if I really want to use this, which you probably don't. So you could use like a real-time cluster, which is 16 cents. So that actually changed us from 11 cents a minute to 27 cents a minute, or 21 cents a minute rather. So, the best, I think right currently, the best is GPT-4o. And let's see, where are we? Oh, did it just get cheaper? It might have just gotten cheaper. I swear. Oh, here we go. So we are going for the 4o cluster. And let's see, we got latency here. Temperature, I like to just keep it at this 0.7. It's generally pretty good. I wouldn't go any higher than this, or your model might start hallucinating. You don't want it to hallucinate. You want it to stay on point to your prompt and do what it's supposed to do. Max tokens, this is the max number of tokens that the system can, use for each turn of the conversation, and 250 generally is enough. I like to detect emotion here. That will allow the AI to actually detect any emotion. Okay, we're going into the transcriber. Leave this by what it is. Nova 3, DeepGram, English languages if you need them, but for this one, we're just going to keep it with English. And then right now, for the voice configuration, we got not what I had before. And I think that's what happened when I went into I changed up the OpenAI to the other thing. So I am going to refresh actually, because I don't want this, and we'll see where we're at. So here we go, guys. Okay, we are back here. We are on the OpenAI GPT-4o. We're gonna go back to the voice here. Anyways, we're gonna go back to 11 labs here. I like 11 labs. I had a good one down here that I really like. But you can go through these, check them out. They're all, pretty good, especially the 11 labs ones. I always tend to try to go with a female voice, as they tend to get the best response. Some of you might know. Let's see what Nicole sounds like here. Publish. Okay. Yeah, no, we are definitely not using Nicole. Oh my gosh. What did I have here? The other thing is you can go down to your voice library over on the side here, and that will bring up a bunch of different other voices. Yeah, that one's not bad. We're just going to stick with that anyways for right now. But you can play around with that a little bit more and see what you really like for your voices. Background song. I like to leave this actually off. You can have background noise if you want to make it sound like you're in an office or whatnot, but I think it's better just being off personally. All this stuff, I would just leave how it is. Your functions. Okay, now your functions are what's going to be able to call your tools. And your tools are what allow you to integrate with n8n or Make or anything like that. You send out a webhook with a HTTP request. That's going to send out a post request, and that request is going to be read by n8n, and then you're going to take that information and you're going to use that to move it through your system, through your workflow, so it'll actually book the appointments, cancel them, or reschedule them. So I have set up all these tools already, and we'll go through tools in a little bit here. But tools, you have update appointment, check calendar tool, book calendar tool, and cancel appointment. So I have a couple different book calendars, check calendars, and they're set up on different webhooks. So you can have many tools. I like to break the tools up to different things so the AI doesn't get confused, and it uses the right tool for the right thing. So that's the tools there. Okay, and then let's see. We are going to go to next. So functions used to be what tools are, but tools are now what's used. So make sure you use the tools. I don't think you can even use the functions anymore. So, and then you're going to come into here to the advanced section. You can leave all that stuff off. I would leave the audio recording on so you can get the end of call report with the audio recording. You want to go back and be able to listen to what was said. You want to be able to diagnose anything or debug anything, or make sure that your assistant's saying what you want it to say. It's good to have those recordings for later on. So this is where you want to put in your webhook URL, and we'll go over that in a minute. I'm going to show you where to get that webhook, but that will be for when you want to post your end of call reports. Right now, you don't have to worry about client messages here. That's just for the SDKs. If you're setting up that separately, that's for another time. But right now, this is what you want right here is your tool calls. It will have a few already selected. Just deselect all those and put in your tool calls right here for your testing. And tool calls is what it means. It actually calls your tools that you've already set up for these for your webhook actions to be able to go to Make or to n8n. I used to use Make all the time. I switched to n8n just recently. I'll show you why. I think n8n is actually a little bit better. But anyways, that's for another video as well, I guess. But anyways, so that's where we're at. Tools, and then you just want to make sure that you publish everything before you get going. And that's your setup for your Vapi assistant. Okay, let me show you here. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go show you here the tools, and I'm not gonna remake all these tools because this video is already getting longer than it needs to get. And I'm gonna actually show you how to do one tool, and then you can copy my tools. If you want to get the tools, you need help with the tools, just comment tools down below, and I'll help you get the tools going for yourselves as well. Okay, but basically the tools are here. You're gonna list all your tools on the side here. This is my update appointment tool. It's the tool description, just like it says, used to modify an existing appointment. Functions, and these are all required here for what needs to be sent over to the webhook post, so that you're able to take that information and use it in your workflow. So you need the name, and we'll just say, name of that person on the point, attendee's phone number, the date and time of the current. We have new date and time here, which is the date and time of the new reservation. And that's again because this is actually for updating an appointment. So you want to be able to make sure it's very clear that they're getting the date and time of the current appointment and then the date and time of the new reservation. So when that gets sent over in your webhook, you're going to be able to take that information and slice it up and be able to use it correctly. And then again, the email address here. And then there is some tool messages down here. You can play with these if you want. It's basically like when Vapi says, okay, let me check on that appointment, you can say like, hold on 1 second, or just give me a minute, or something like that. And then the AI will actually say that, but it usually defaults pretty good. So I don't really mess with these too much, but if you want to play around with them, be my guest. Okay, so let's jump over here to n8n. Okay, so here's n8n, guys. If you've been in here before, then you'll kind of know this is like your first screen that you get when you're building a new project. But what you're going to want to do is, log into n8n. I'm not going to go over all of that right now, since I'm sure you guys can figure out how to start an n8n trial. But get in there, I'm on a trial myself still right now. You get 14 days free, and you get 1,000 executions. What I like about n8n a little bit more than Make, is that n8n charges you per execution. That's for the whole workflow. Now, Make, they actually hit you with each individual step, and then each step can have a certain amount of required things that take up more of your credits. So basically, one workflow could take up 9 credits, where it doesn't matter how many steps you have in these executions, it's one execution. So kind of a cool thing about n8n. And then also, I haven't done it yet, but you can actually use your own server and then download your n8n to your own server, and it reduces your costs a lot more because you actually don't have to pay for your, my understanding is you don't have to pay for your executions anymore. You're just paying a one flat rate monthly charge. We'll get into that more at some point too anyways. But let's get into the building here, guys. We're going to go on forever, and I don't want this to take forever. So what you're going to do, you got your blank screen. Before I get going here, I'll just show you. You're going to come up here. You're going to start a workflow and create it in your personal. You can add a project. You get one free project, I think, with the free trial and this lowest account. But anyways, you go in there, hit the plus button up your workflow and create in your personal, or if you added a project, you can create in that project. Anyways, go here. You're going to go to add a step. Let's move my face out of the way again. And so we can search the nodes, and we'll just search webhook here. And so we want to use the start the webhook here. And the start the webhook is right there. Let me move me out of the way again. So this is it starts off in a get request here. You have to have this in a post request. So make sure you change the get right off the bat to post here. And then you want to have response is going to be, you're going to use a webhook to respond to the node. So that's that. This is your URL that you need to use to test this agent. And this is good right here. You're going to test this right off the bat, and then it's going to bring up some information on your output over here, which you're going to be able to use to build with. So what you want to do is you want to just click this. You're going to get that URL. We're going to go back to Vapi. We're going to create a new tool here. It's going to be called book. Oh, sorry. You want to put in your server URL here and see how it says post endpoint. So you want to make it a post on the other end, like I showed you in n8n. But we're going to, we copied that URL, and then we're going to go down here. We're going to hit save. You got to click it once on the outside and then hit save, and then boom, you're in. Okay, you're going to hit next, and then we're going to describe the properties that we need. So we want to have the name of the person for the appointment. Say that. We want to add in a email, and that will just be the email address of the person email address of the person on the appointment. We're going to go see how these are all required as well. You can change that, but they should all be required. So you get this information. Make sure this information gets sent over. You need the date and time. So I'm going to do the date and time of the requested appointment. Save that. And then you're going to put in the phone number. And the phone number of the person. And then we'll save that. And then we're done. That's what we want to get sent over, right? Okay. And we're going to click next here. And then what is this tool? First off, we want to name it. And this is the book. And then you do a capital C. And this is just how Vapi likes it. And I'm going to do number 3. And this books the desired time slot. Books an appointment for the desired time slot. This is what I showed you earlier about the start message, delayed response, all that kind of stuff, and what happens if any of those get going there. And then let's see here. And then we're going to create, and boom, now we have our book calendar 3 set up here. So what's great about this, and I didn't really show you this before, I was just going to show you real quick. We did a custom tool over here. They do have integrations already with Make and Go High Level. Personally, I like using the custom tool because you're able to go in and change up the URL later on if you want. So I would stick with the custom tool, but you can play around with the other ones another time if you want. Anyway, so we got our book calendar 3 thing here. Just like I said, these are all the required things that we need, and then those will get sent over. And then, yeah. So right now, I'm going to go back. We're going to show you. I'm going to change up my prompt for Tina here. And Tina, I had her using the book calendar 2 tool, but we're going to actually use the book calendar 3 tool for this. So we can get some information on our test 3 period. So we can get some information back on our test there. So we got that going. We need to go to our functions again, and we're going to get rid of book calendar 2 here, and I'm going to add in book calendar 3 here. Okay. So we got that set up. All right. Let's publish this real quick. Go up here. We are going to go back first to our n8n. We're going to listen for a test event, right? So let's listen for our test event. We got to talk with our assistant here. Yeah, hi. I wanted to book an appointment for tomorrow at 1 p.m. Yep, my name is Tom Johnson. My email is tom@tom.com. My phone number is 978-098-7689. And yeah, I think that was it, right? So here we go. We ran into a little issue. I'm not sure what's going on here. No respond to webhook node found in the workflow. Right. But we were on test, right? We're listening for a test event. It was a post. Let's just try this one more time. So let's listen for the test event one more time here. I will go back here and talk with our assistant again. Yeah, hi. I wanted to book an appointment for tomorrow at 1 p.m. My name is Tom Smith. My email is tom@tom.com, and my phone number is 978-678-8787. So I'll see you here. I'm going to end the call here and go back. So what happened here? Man, I keep getting this thing. I should don't show again. Anyways, so what happens? We listen for our test event, right? we got all this information over here, which is great. Let me move my face out of the way again. So this shows us exactly all the different stuff that came back from that test event. And now we're going to be able to use this stuff to map it later on into our workflow here. So it gives us a bunch of important stuff here. But as you can see, the function that it used, which is the tool actually, was the book calendar 3 that we set up. We just set up, right? So it was able to capture my name that I put in, Tom Smith, my phone number that I gave them, the date and time, and the ISO format that I asked it to put it in. And then tom@tom.com was my email address. Great. Let's go back. Now we can start building a little bit more. Let's move this over. And so next up would be the advanced AI. And this is one of the best things about n8n. And I don't know if Make's going to try to do something like this, or if they already have something in the works. But I mean, this is really awesome. And what the AI agent does is it actually allows the AI to pull the information and actually work with it by using AI to deduct different things and respond in a certain way. So right here, we're going to look, we are in the tools agent, and you want to use a tool agent because that's what's going to actually, I'll show you in a second, but we're going to actually hook up the tools to actually book the appointment here. So we're going to go to, we don't have, see, in other chats, you may, if you set this up differently, if you set it up with like Telegram, let's say, Telegram come in and actually give you the message that was sent over. But because we're using Vapi and it's a conversation, there's no specific message there. So that's why we wanted to get those other details from the tool. So instead of using connected chat node here, we're actually going to define this below, and we're going to put the details. And I'm sorry, and this should not be fixed. This needs to go to expression. I'll show you why in a second. So the details of the appointment, the requested appointment are, and then what we're going to do is drag in right here. So again, we'll come down here. We went down. We're here on the bottom. I got rid of these headers here because there's a bunch of stuff in there we don't really need to see. And then we're going to go down to the body of the webhook. This is the message, and this is what came in with the message, the arguments. And this is a dynamic. These are dynamic variables that are going to change every time, right? So what's great about n8n or Make or any of these platforms like this is that you can take this dynamic variable and you can add it in there. So look at, now it's already saying the details of the requested appointment are Tom Smith because Tom Smith is the name here. So that's what they call a dynamic variable. And so then we got Tom Smith. We're gonna I like to do it like this, just enter down a couple of times so you make sure you're not when you pull these over, sometimes they'll get mixed up together, and so I like to keep it nice and neat, easier to move these over. So now we just put in the phone number. So see, and this is what the result is of what you're putting in here. So it's actually showing you what the AI is actually going to see when the workflow is going. And then the date and time, we need that, and then we want to have the email address as well. Boom. And so, and then see, it shows the email here, and we are done. Okay, so that is your text for what you want to have in this specific area. Then we're going to go down here, and this is the properties, and we want to add in a system message. And what's the system message? System message is your prompt. This is your prompt. It's actually going to take the information that you just gave it. It's going to go in, and it's going to use these tools at the bottom here so you can actually book the appointment. So we are going to go into here, and we'll just go back real quick. So that's set up. Oh, this is before we go on. Sorry, we need to actually give a prompt. So I like to give it the overview. And the overview is you are a helpful assistant that can look up availability. My typing, my spelling's great, so you might have to bear with me a little bit. You're a helpful assistant that can look up availability and book appointments. Okay. To next up, we're going to give it tools. You got the calendar availability tool. ability tool. And then you have the book calendar tool. Okay. And then the rules are, I like to have rules as well. And this is a real easy way to do a simple prompt for this. And the rules are, you must check availability first to before booking an appointment. If the appointment is unavailable, get the next 3 closest appointments. Get the next 3 closest appointments and output the requested appointment is unavailable. These are the next closest available times. And then the next 3 closest times. And we're doing this because we want it to output a specific response so we can send it back with the webhook, and then the Vapi AI can understand what happened. So that's if the appointment is unavailable. If the appointment is available, book the requested appointment. And output the appointment has been booked. And that's it. Again, if you guys want, tell me to comment down below n8n, and I'll show you how, I'll get you this whole workflow, and I'll send it over so you can have all this. Be easy. It's already done for you. You can just plug and play. I'll show you how to plug and play here in a second, which is actually right here. And if you want to plug and play something, you're gonna take the download that I send over to you, and then you're gonna import it from a file, and that file will pop up right here. Anyways, let's move on. So we need to add a chat model. And what's the chat model? Well, you got all these different chat models, and the chat model is what's going to be able to understand what's coming in and do the actions that you want it to do. So I have OpenAI in here, and you can create your credential here. You're going to go down, create a credential. You need to go into your OpenAI account. You need to get a API key for it from them, and then you're going to put that in here. And then once you get the API key, you can come in here and change this to GPT 4.0. I think I just gonna just regular GPT 4.0 is fine, and then you're good to go. And that will set up your AI so you can use that to understand what's going on here. So I got your AI set up here, and then we're going to go into tools. And your tools are what this AI agent is able to use to do the actions that you asked it to do. So we're going to search calendar here, and you got your Google Calendar tool already set up, which is nice. And this is going to be, this actually comes in as a create an event. So we'll just leave this for create an event. And then we have our calendar. So you're also going to need to connect your Google Calendar account up here first. which when you create a new credential, we'll just look at it real quick, but you're going to sign in with Google, and then it's going to get your credential and pull it in. Since I've already set mine up, it's already got me in there, and then it's going to pull in my calendar here. You want to use the list from the list, not the ID. You want to use the list, get your calendar that you have set up for it, and then boom. And then this is another great thing about this AI tool here is that you can let the model define some of these different parameters. And so we're going to let the model define the parameter. And one thing I forgot to put is that these are 30-minute meetings. You can make them hour meetings. You can make them 2-hour meetings, whatever you want. But we're going to define it by the model, and we're going to go back and change that prompt real quick to make sure it only schedules a 30-minute meeting. And then we can add in fields that we want to have pop up in the calendar view. So whenever whatever the actual booking on the calendar looks like, you'll be able to see that. And so summary is basically your title. And what I like to do is I put something like AI Receptionist demo with, and so again, you can move this over to expression here and move me out of the way. And then you can come in here, get rid of the headers, come down here, and it's going to be an AI Receptionist demo with Tom Smith. So we got AI Receptionist demo with Tom Smith. So that's going to pop up in the actual Google Calendar when you make that reservation. You can add in some other fields here if you want. You can do you can put in a description if you want to add in a description. Sometimes I like to put in a description like I'll put in all their information in here, so I have something to reference for later on. So we got their name in case if I need to get hold of them or need to confirm or anything or add it for anything else. The date, I don't need the date and time, but the email address is good to have. And then so that will all pop up again in the Google Calendar and on the appointment. And that's pretty much the main ones. You can mess with these other things too. You can add attendees. Guests can modify if they want. Actually, I probably leave the guests can modify one off. Trash that. But you can add those other fields in if you want. Okay. Anyways, let's move on because we are approaching 1 hour already, and we are not even done with the booking one yet. So, anyways, that is your calendar booking. Okay. And like I said, let's go back into the tools agent. Let's put in the rules that appointments are 30 minutes in length. Okay. And that's good for that. Okay, we want to add in one more tool here, and that is also a Google Calendar. Let's move me out of the way one more time. And we got Google, sorry, let's just go calendar, and boom. So here we go again. I have my Google Calendar set up already, same one. Instead of doing an event, we're going to go to calendar here. We are going to check the availability of the calendar, as I showed you in the prompt that we used in the AI agent there. So we want to use the hood reservations that I had set up before, and then the start time is actually going to be one of these again, one of these dynamic variables again. So we want to go back to here. We want to come down here again, and what would be the start date and time? This is the start date and time that we want, right? So we can get rid of now, and we can pull in our date and time here. And then, so that would be the start date and time that we're looking for, that I wanted to check the availability of and make sure that it's there. And then we're going to define this end time automatically by the model because we already prompted it that we only want it for 30 minutes in length, right? Okay, boom, we are done there. So now we are done with this. The next thing that would be set up is our webhook response. So let me move me out of the way here, and we would go to webhook and respond to webhook. Now, when you're responding to a webhook in Vapi, it has to be in a JSON format. Now, what's JSON do we need? Well, that's a great question. The JSON we need is actually in the documents. So let's go here to Vapi again and go into docs and support. And we want to look at webhook response. So check out our doc, webhook response. We can search up here, webhook response. Let's see. Now we want to go to, and you know what? Sometimes it's just easier to ask AI. So let's go back to. So we can go to documentation here. We can look at our systems, workflows, tools, custom tools. And so this is going to show you, whenever you're kind of can't figure something out, it's always good to go back to the docs and be able to check out the documents and see what you want. So we're in a custom tool. This is what they want for a result to be sent back to Vapi. So we'll copy this. That's going to be our webhook response, which is a JSON format. We're going to go to an expression here. We're going to get rid of this. Oops. Back to expression. And we are going to put what we just copied in there. Okay. And that'll be good for now. And so next, what we are going to do is we are going to come in here. Actually, yeah, we will test this step and see how we did. So now it's testing this step with the information that we got from the test API call before. And what it does, it says the requested appointment is unavailable. These are the next closest times. So what time did we ask for? Did we already book this appointment? Maybe we already booked this appointment. It's interesting, but this is good to know because did I actually try to book this time already? So let's see. I was trying to get 1 o'clock on the 26th. So 26, 1300 would be 1 o'clock, and that would be tomorrow. And so let's look in this calendar again. Did I put? Oh, see, good. It actually did see that I had an appointment here already set up for 1 o'clock. So that means it's working correctly, right? I forgot that I had that there. I could have tried to set up something different. Anyways, so we got that set up. Perfect. Let's go back in here. And that would be the output that we would want to get. And so now we can move back on, go back to our canvas here, and we're going to go to our respond to webhook. So now that we ran that other node there, we're able to pull in this information. So our result would be this output. And that's basically what it's sending back to Vapi, saying that the requested appointment is unavailable, but these are the next closest times that are available. So instead of having Y here, we want to delete that out. And then again, we're taking our dynamic variable because this is going to change every time. We're putting it right in there. So so that's our result now. And it's dynamically inserted. All right, now next we need our tool call ID. So pull the heads up here. We don't need those. And we're going to go to our tool calls. Where's our ID? Oh, perfect. ID right here. So let's get rid of this X here. And we're going to put our tool call ID right in there. Boom. And now we've got the call ID, which is what Vapi wants back, plus the result. That's what they want. Now we can test the step and see if it worked. And yep, of course, we're having a invalid JSON and response body field. And let me see, why are we getting this? So sometimes your result becomes a little too long, and not sure why that is. Haven't figured it out exactly, but that's why prompting is huge, because you want to be able to, and like I was telling you before about the proper output, you want it to output a response that you can send back easily. So I'm not sure why the JSON is, and particularly here. So sometimes if we go back here, we can go back to the agent here, and we can change the prompt up a little bit to make sure. So if the appointment is unavailable, get the next 3 closest appointments and output the requested appointment is unavailable. These are the next 3 closest times. Maybe that's just enough to do it right there. I don't know. Let's try testing again. We're going to test it, see what happens here. Requested appointment is unavailable, and I'm currently unable to check for the next available slots due to some errors. Please try again later or provide another preferred time to check availability. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So that's an all right response. Let's see how it does now if we test this step again. See, oh, it actually sent that back. So it could have been something with the way that it was numbering those appointments before. I'm not really sure. Let's try one more time here. I don't know why it wasn't able to give me the other appointments, because it wasn't the first time. Okay. And so we got the actual next closest appointments. And let's test this one more time and see what we get now. And again, we're getting an error. And you can ask the assistant here, but I've done that before. It didn't really help. I'm kind of thinking it's because it's numbering these 1, 2, and 3. And I think for some reason it doesn't like, and maybe it's actually because it's broken here. You can kind of see how that's actually broken in the output. So let's go back to this output. Now, instead of having a space here, I'm going to come up to here. So maybe it's like that better. Oh, shoot, that's not my prompt. That doesn't matter. What I meant is let's try like this. We'll do it one more time. See what we get. Okay, the next 2 closest times. Kind of give me a. We will see here. So this is one thing that happens when you're doing these, building these scenarios. Sometimes you get caught up in these little things that bother you, and you're like, why am I not? How about let's try something else? Let's try the requested time is unavailable. These are. Do not number. Let's try that, see what happens. And yeah, so sometimes you can spend a lot of time just debugging this stuff, and it can become a pain in the butt. So that's why it's nice to have someone like me who's already made this. See, this looks like it might be a better output. See how the times are not numbered anymore? Yeah. So it's nice to have someone like me or anyone else that's doing videos like this to be able to pull this information from and be able to download these and be able to skip a lot of this debugging stuff. So anyways, let's test this step. Boom, there we go. See, I think it has something to do with the way that those times were actually numbered. So that's the response we're looking for. This will be perfect to send back to Vapi. Hopefully perfect. Nothing's ever perfect when you're doing some of this stuff sometimes. So you just got to keep working at it and trying your best. But that looks pretty good. Okay, so looks like we have our booking agent set up. It's only been, what, an hour? Hour and 10 minutes. Okay. So now that we got this set up, what we want to go and do is go into the webhook here. We're going to go into production URL. We want to copy this production URL. Go back here. We're going to save this. Make sure we save everything. So it's working right. We're going to activate the workflow. And now we can make calls with it. Okay, perfect. So let's go back. Let's go to our Vapi. Vapi, we need to go back to our tools. We got to make sure that we come into this Book Calendar 3 tool. We want to go click on this integration. We still have this test in here. So we got to get rid of the test. We got to enter the actual the workflow, production workflow URL, and hit that, tap that, and I'm going to save here. Boom, saved, save here, go back to our assistant, go talk to Tina, see if we can book us an appointment. And we'll try to actually book it at 1 again and see if she comes back and tells us the next available times. How about that? So we're going to talk with our assistant. Yeah, hi. I wanted to book an appointment for tomorrow at 1. And my name is Tim Johnson. My email is tim@johnson.com. And my phone number is 987-897-9898. I'm sorry, what was that? Okay. Okay. All right. So, anyways, as we can see here, we ended up having an error for some reason here. It's 1519. So let's see what happened. The webhook, there's a webhook error. What happened with the webhook here? Not correct. Oh, so see here, another thing to debug that we kind of forgot about. So I'm gonna have to go into my editor here, and this webhook, because when I was testing, I had set it to respond immediately, but we don't want it to respond immediately. We want it to use the last webhook node to respond. So now we got that back set up. Let's try again and do this one more time. Let's save that, and we'll go to our executions so we can see and see what happens. And let's try to book another appointment tomorrow at 1. Yeah, I wanted to book an appointment for tomorrow at 1 p.m. My name is my name is Tim Johnson. My email is tim@johnson.com. My phone number is my phone number is 897-987-8989. How about let's see, how about 1:30? Um, that would be it for now. Thanks for your help. Okay, so as you can see, we got it. It worked. We were able to book our appointment. As I showed you in this, the summary is what will pop up right here. And it's the AI Receptionist demo with Tim Johnson. My phone number is right, 897-987-8989 that I gave it, tim@johnson.com. So I got all these details here for the appointment. It's booked it for a half-hour appointment like we asked the AI to do. And boom, there we go. Whew, man. Uh, Luckily, I think we're moving along here. I think I'm going to cut this video off actually, um, since this video has been running so long. Let's see here. What time is it? I could actually keep going. I don't know. Okay, so what I decided to show you, since we've kind of gone through all of the basics, we've shown you how to set up your Vapi, how to set up your workflow in n8n, how to get the webhook working correctly, how to get the webhook response working correctly. Basically, everything else when you're canceling an appointment or rescheduling an appointment is very, very similar. So what I'm going to show you instead is how I've set up these other ones. So, like like I said, I have these other tools here. We have our book appointment, book calendar 2. We got our book calendar 3. Anyway, sorry, that's not what I want. We have our cancel appointment, and then we have our update appointment. So, update appointment, like it says, update appointment. Make sure it's spelled in this format. Update lowercase appointment uppercase there, with the A uppercase rather. And then, the tool's description is used to modify an existing appointment. Again, you want to get the name, the phone number, the date and time, the email address, and then the new date and time. Okay. So we're going to come back here. And this is where, before, just so I can show you real quick, the executions. That was the last execution that actually went through, and we see it checked off everything. So it went in here, got the webhook. It took the information that we gave it. It went into the Google Calendar, looked for the availability. It realized the availability wasn't available, so it responded, right? The response came back. It told us that it was unavailable, but the other times were available. So it came back in here. It reasoned with the OpenAI model that we wanted this new time, and then it created the event, and then it sent the response back to the webhook. And what was the response back? Oh, the appointment has been booked. Exactly, just like we asked it to do in the AI agent here. We asked it specifically if the appointment appointment was able to be booked, then it just output the appointment has been booked. Perfect. That's what we wanted. And then it told us our appointment was booked, and it actually did book the appointment. Okay, so next up, what you can do here, and I'm going to show you, let's see, go to our projects, my personal projects. And so I have cancel appointment and modify appointment. So let's jump into the cancel appointment. I'm going to show you real quick how this works. So we already went over the webhook node. You're going to need a new webhook node for this. You're going to take that webhook and you're going to do the same thing like we did before. You're going to do a fake call on Vapi, and then you're going to test out the web flow to pick up that information. Okay. Now this is slightly different because in order to cancel the appointment, you need to get the calendar ID. And how are you going to get the calendar ID? Because we just don't have that just hanging around. We didn't take a note of it. We didn't do anything with it before. So what you're going to do is add in this separate node here. So anytime you want to add in a node, you can just plus it. So you plus it, you go to Google Calendar, and then you get a Google Calendar one here. And what we got is on this one, I'm going to cancel this, go back. So I'll open this up real quick. So what we are doing here is we're getting all the events. I like to just get all the events, return all the events. So click this on. You're going to have your Google Calendar linked up like we did before. Same Google Calendar that you're using for booking the appointments. It's going to be an event instead of the calendar this time. So we're on an event. We want to get many. So we're going to get all the events. We're going to return all the events from now, the current time, which is this time, until I did 52 weeks here. So that's for the whole next year. So it's going to pull back all these different appointments, right? So we can test this step. We'll show you, and it pulls back all the appointments over here. And we get IDs, everything, date, time, all that kind of stuff. Okay? So we got all the appointments pulled back. Then we're going to put in an if node. Now, the if node is going to be this. If the email is equal to the email that was sent over, so this is let me move this over real quick. So if this email right here of the attendee, boom, so I dragged that in just like I dragged, just like I showed you before, drag it in there, okay? So we got, if this email is equal to, move me out of the way again, if this email is equal to the email address that was actually sent over, so then I pull this email over into here, right? So if it's equal to that one, and then if the start and date time, the start date time is equal to the time down here, which would be the date and time, then it passes through. Sorry, that would be this one right here, actually. So then it actually passes through this if node. So we'll go back to here. Actually, we'll go here one more time, open it up, and we'll see. So we're going to test this step. And because this is old information and I already canceled this stuff, this is not able to pull the right information. But what we're doing is that list that we just pulled, we're actually searching for that specific that attendee through that list because we're using the name, the email rather, and the date and time. We're matching those up. So if we got those, then it's going to say true, and it's going to actually pull through to our AI agent. And then our AI agent is going to be able to pull in this other information in here. And so how about we'll run a test on, we'll just do a cancel an appointment real quick, and we'll show you executions. Actually, I can just pull in this other information. So another good way to do it is you can copy, let's see, you can find one that actually worked before. So this is one that actually went through before. And that one worked. That was a fully working. So what we can do up here is go to copy the editor. We're going to unpin this and bring it in. So that brought in that whole workflow that went through that execution that already happened. So in this case, we'll see it, but it actually had a true branch because it was able to find the email and the date and time of the one that we wanted to cancel, right? So that brought it over here. So it brought in, I had 3 items total on my calendar. So 1 matched it, and then 2 did not match it. So the one that matched it is actually going through the true line here into our AI agent. Then our AI agent is actually able to pull up the calendar ID. And where is the calendar ID? Well, it's right here because it actually just pulled up that information when we searched all those contacts, right? So now we have the calendar ID, which is that. And then, so that's, again, we're defining below. We're not leaving it as connected chat trigger node. We're defining that specific thing as below in the expression. Then we're going in here and we're giving it a prompt again. And this overview is your job is to cancel existing appointments. Cancel your tools are the cancel event tool. Use this tool to cancel the appointment. Use the calendar ID that is specified to cancel the appointment. And then only output appointment canceled or unable to cancel the appointment, nothing else. So that's your prompt right there. And so when it cancels the appointment, so it goes in, it uses this AI to reason, says, okay, I got the calendar ID, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to, so the success was true. It was able to cancel the appointment that I wanted canceled, and then it responded to the webhook. So it responded the output that I asked it to respond in the AI agent, appointment canceled. And again, this is the exact same JSON that we used before from Vapi. Again, you're grabbing your result, which is your output right there. And then you are grabbing your, down here, you are grabbing from your body, your message body, you are going to get the ID of the call, which is right here again. And we're going to drag that in like we did before. And then that's going to send back the proper response that we need for Vapi. Okay, so that's how we cancel. And then if you go into leave without saving, and if you go into modify appointments, it's basically the same thing as cancel appointment was. So again, we got our webhook. I'm not opening the webhook because it's got my secret information there, but my URL that I'm actually using right now. But same thing, go in there. You're gonna create another tool with a new webhook URL. It's gonna be a post again. You're gonna take that URL in there. You're gonna test it one time by using Vapi, telling it that you want to modify an appointment. And then it's going to come in, it's going to give you the information. You're going to be able to take that information. You're going to do the same thing with the Google Calendars. You're going to get all the events. Same thing. And one cool thing is it's easy. Once you've already made the cancel appointment, or if you make this one first, the modify appointment, what you can do is just come down here and duplicate it. So this is almost exactly the same. There's just a couple little differences, small differences. So we got our Google Calendar. We were able to take all that. Again, it's doing the true or false here. Again, does it have the email? Does it have the date and time right? If it does, perfect. Boom. It's going to actually go through the true here. And then we'll look at what we got here. So the calendar ID is going to be up here again. We'll see that again here. Let me pull up just an execution that actually went through. That was successful. So this one succeeded. So, all right, perfect. Let's copy this to the editor, unpin. So we can see the information that's pulling in here. So it's got again, it's able to pull that ID because we searched all the events. We did the if statement. So we were able to match the email and the time with the appointment. Takes the calendar. So we put in here, define below again. We're not doing the connected by trigger chat. We've got the defining below with the expression. Calendar ID is this dynamic variable here. And the date and time of the new reservation is, and with this one, when we put that in our tool, remember, we added in that we wanted a new date and time. So we have a new date and time that they would like for a new reservation. So we put that in there, boom. And then that's that dynamic variable again. So the calendar ID is this, that's the one that was already booked. And then the new reservation is going to be at this time. And then again, pretty easy system prompt here is your job is to modify existing appointments, tools, event, update the event tool, use this tool to update the appointment, rules, use the calendar ID that is specified to update the appointment. All appointments are 30 minutes long. And then the output, only output, appointment has been updated or unable to update the appointment, nothing else. And boom, here it is. Update appointment. Appointment has been updated because it was able to update it, like I showed you before on that other one. And then it responded to the webhook. And the webhook is appointment has been updated. And boom, this is the whole thing. Oh, man. Whew. I don't even know how long we're at here. I have no idea. How much time is this? An hour and 30 minutes. Man. So I hope you guys got some real value out of this. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of different moving parts here, but I tried to explain everything as well as I could from the beginning to end, so you really understood the intricacies of all this stuff. We even debugged a few things along the way, so you can understand how to debug some stuff. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully, you guys can take this. You can use it. Go out and sell it to other companies. Use it for yourself in your own business. You know, the world is your oyster, I guess. But hopefully you like this. You like what I put together. If you did, do me a big favor, please. I need to get some subscribers. I got a goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers by the end of August. And as you might see, my subscribers count is kind of low right now. So help me out. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to give you some more tutorials. We'll break things down even better. If you got any questions, feel free to ask down below. If you want to get the prompt, if you want to get the n8n workflows, comment down below, and I will hook you guys up with those so you can pull them in. You can do it way easier. You have all this stuff already kind of done for you. You just have to go in and put your own ChatGPT or your own large language model and your own calendar, Google Calendar, and all that stuff, and set up your Vapi account. But otherwise, everything will be kind of done for you. You'll have it ready to go. And if you don't want to do all this, you don't want the headache, and you want somebody to set this up for you for your business, let me know. I'm going to put my meeting link down below. You can hit that meeting link, and we will get you set up. All right. So thanks for taking the time to watch this with me. And hopefully, like I said, you got a lot of great value out of this. And we got lots more to come with AI agents and AI agents that actually do something and actually help your business. And that's the best thing right there is AI agents that can actually help you be more productive. Right. So thanks for staying with me again, and we'll see you soon.